Well, we're here to announce the kickoff of the new minimum wage, an increase of 70 cents an hour this year, 70 cents next year, culminating in $7.25 a year in '09, which is a pay raise for the American people.
That's correct. I think it's important that we look at this date as one of, it took a lot of fighting, and it was a 10-year fight to make it happen. The president finally said yes under duress by the Democratic Congress. I think it's important that we continue to move on. Mr. Ryan and I both believe, and a supermajority of the Democrats believe, that we should even have more of a minimum wage in place. But we have to take what we can get under this very small majority that we have, and a president that was unwilling to sign this piece of legislation. But today is about a celebration and making sure that minimum wage workers are able, when they punch in and punch out, or sign in or sign out, they know they're going to make more money than they made yesterday as we gradually move this minimum wage up. I think another piece that a lot of folks are not talking about in this, as minimum wage workers' salaries go up, salaried workers' wages go up because you want to be able to compete. It's a bump. It's a bump there. And it's one that will hopefully continue to move forward. We have CEOs that are making more than they've ever made.
Hundreds.
Why are you looking at me like that?
You're making me nervous. You're making me nervous.
Don't use the word infatuated. But I think it's important. I think it's important that we look at this for what it is, and that's more money in the pockets of those that make America what it is today.
Well, I think the raise in the minimum wage is part of a comprehensive package that the Democrats are pushing. We also have a $600 or $700 increase in the Pell Grant, cutting student loan interest rates in half. So these same families who are going to see the minimum wage increase are also going to see a reduction in the interest payments that they're going to have to make for student loans. They're going to have more grant money available. And in states like Ohio, where Governor Strickland has passed a 2-year budget that has a 0% increase in tuition this year and next year, there's going to be significant investment into the middle class, and that's basically what the minimum wage does, lifts everybody up, and then we make these other targeted investments. So the middle class is winning.
Well, middle class will continue to win as long as we keep the middle class engaged in what's going on here in the Capitol. I think it's important that Republicans and those that have been holding the status quo, and I'm just talking about here in Washington, because I believe there are Republicans, I know there are Republicans out in America that believe that they should receive a minimum wage increase, should have more a voice here under the Capitol dome, and I believe that they're going to get it. Some of these votes that I've saw when we were, cutting student loans interest rate in half, and seeing some of our colleagues voting the other way, I don't even know how they go home and explain this. To see when it comes around to moving a new direction in Iraq, and a majority of the Republican caucus running down to the White House, standing with the president, saying, "We will stand with you to withstand a veto from Congress," I don't think that that can happen again. And so I'm sharing with those that are in the middle class that could receive a cut in half of the interest rate, which the president has already said that he's going to veto if it makes it to his desk, that will receive a minimum wage increase because of the fight that we carried out here. And it wasn't just because it was time after 10 years. It was because you had a Democratic Congress that was willing to agenda a bill and push the bill through the process, bring about the vote, and have it on the president's desk to put the pressure on him, when over 77%, or I believe 70% of the American people said we should receive an increase in minimum wage. So we are in a battle for the middle class right now. We're in a battle between the special interests. We're in a battle with those that believe that we should stay the course on bad policy.
But I think it's important, too, when you look at some of these bills that are coming out, they're coming out of a lot of our committees with bipartisan support, unanimous bipartisan support. But what we have is fringe elements of which the president seems to continue to be a part of. The one who wants to veto these bills that invest in education, and the members of Congress who step up on the floor saying that they don't believe in the kind of investments that we're making, I think is really a fringe element of what's going on here. So we'll keep plugging away.
Yeah. I'm taller than Tim.
I'm skinnier.